Hello, welcome into my workshop and welcome to the show Creations of Clay. My name is Louis Palladini, and this week I thought we'd do something that's very interesting. I wanted to do a chimpanzee head, and I will show you how to do that from start to finish. I'll show you what it will look like. I figured it's very cool, you know, all the facial features and things. You know, they're very human-like. I mean, they have hands like we do and everything, and just their facial expressions. They can make a lot of the same facial expressions that we can. And I thought it'd be a very interesting animal to do tonight. And I'll show you how to do that in the very simple steps with the balls of clay. I'll show you the types of clay that we can use. We can use an oil-based clay such as this, which never hardens. This is the one I've mentioned in the past. I've used many, many times, like when I was younger. I make something, when I get tired of it, I make something new. And you constantly can be making new things, and it's great because the fact that it never hardens, you don't have to worry about if you leave it out. You can always do new things with it. Another type of clay that you can use, which can be bought in any art store, is this air hardening clay, which hardens like in a couple of hours or overnight. And what's great about this is you can paint this one. You leave it out, paint it, and the only thing is you can't reuse it again. My preference for the clay is a clay called Super Sculpey, which can be baked in the oven at about 275 degrees for about 15 or 20 minutes. You can bake it. You can do all kinds of incredible detail with it, sand it, drill it. You can, you know, and then, you know, you can also put armatures in it, which I like that. Like you'd seen some of my pieces, like here with the gazelle and the cheetah. That's all reinforced with a wire inside there to hold it up. And when you fire it in the oven, it doesn't shrink like if you had a wet-based clay. Like a lot of the kids are probably using that gray clay that's wet in school, and then when it dries, it shrinks. So that's not a very good clay to put like a wire armature into. But I do want to show you the size balls of clay that we can use. The large ball of clay here, I'm going to take these off, these smaller balls of clay. We'll use a size ball of clay for the head about this size. It's a decent size. And what we're going to, for the ears, we'll use a couple of smaller pieces of clay about this size. And then for the eyebrow, I did want to use a ball of clay about this size. And then for the mouth, we'll probably use balls of clay about this size. What we'll probably end up doing is subtracting from this, but I'll show you how to go about making the piece. The first thing that we want to do is I just want to show you with the unpainted version. We're going to work on the head right here, this portion right here, making the head. We're not going to do the jaw or the brow just yet. These are the ears. I made very simple, basic ears, just to kind of give it the nice effect. But we're just going to make the head, and I'll show you how to go about doing that. We'll take this piece of clay here, and we'll just I just want to kind of roll it a little better in between my hands like this. You know, kind of just make it nice. We're just gonna work it a little bit with the fingers, just like that. And some of these areas here I might want to smooth out a little bit. See, I'm smoothing these out with my thumb, because there's some rough areas on the ball of clay. And we're just going to smooth that out a little bit, just like that. And what I also like to do, too, is we're going to take this ball of clay and we're just going to tamp it in the back a little bit, like this, against the table. See how we're flattening this out right here? I want to do that so when we make the head, as you can see here, I did the same thing on this version. See how this is nice and flat? So when I place it on the table like this, see how it stays up just like that. So we want to do something along those lines. So that's why I'm tapping the ball of clay in the back. You can just do that. So the next thing that we want to do is, I want to show you, we want to make the jaw. So we're going to make this piece right here. See the mouth right here? This right here, we're going to make that, and I will show you how to do that with the nose, and it's really cool. I'll show you. We'll add a piece of clay, such as this, and what we're going to do now is we're going to add that to the front here. Just like this. See, I'm kind of adding it. But what we'll probably end up doing is, I think we'll take a little bit of this clay away. It looks like it's, we can take some clay away because I want to make sure it's roughly the same size as the other one. Just going to just work that like that. And we're going to take a little bit of this clay away because it looks like it's, we're going to do the subtractive technique. So what I want to do is compare the sizes to the one I had done previously. I want to look and see, compare them. See how that mouth appears to be smaller than the one that we have here? I'm just going to take a little more clay away. And what you do is just kind of pull it off like this, just like that. And I'm going to take, and I'm just going to look at that, work it in. So you're going to work, what you do is, see how I'm taking my fingers and working that clay into the head? We're just going to kind of take that and work it like that. Just like that. So you're going to see how I'm taking the clay and working it in against the head. And then we'll take and we'll just kind of go around and we'll make sure that's very nicely attached. So I just want to just do that. So one of the things that we'll do, I think right here, is I also want to kind of take and make the indentations for the eyes like that. See, I'm kind of making the indentations. I'm going to kind of take and push the eyes in like that. I want to make sure I'm going to do that. And then another thing that I'd like to do is kind of make the eyebrow next, because it'll be, and I'll show you how to do that. We're going to take this piece of clay here, and we're going to take and just kind of roll it out a little bit like this. See this, how I'm taking in my hands, just roll it out a little piece like that. And we want to just kind of roll it into this shape here. See this? And then what we're going to do is we're going to place it up here on his head, just like this, for the eyebrow. It might be a little too long. We can always take a little piece of clay off. Like I mentioned, the subtractive technique. You can just take and put it right up there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to also try to work it in a little bit. Just like this. See how I'm just kind of working that in to the head like that? Just take that, kind of work it in like that. And just do that. And then we can kind of just push that just like that. One of the things we can do, and I'll just kind of push like that. So what I'll do is I'll try to compare it to this one. See how we're making that eyebrow? And see the eyebrow here? See that? That's what we're trying to do. So I'll show you how we'll continue to make that. I'm going to just kind of take this, work it in a little bit. And then one of the things that I want to do also is I think we'll make the eyes next. So I'll show you the tool that we want to use is this one right here. We're going to take it, it's got a nice round end. See that one there? We'll scoop out the eyes with that. And I'll show you the package that it can be bought in. If you go to a regular art store, you can buy them in a package like this. You know, they're probably about $7 or $8, and they'll have these small tools, and then they have some other types of tools you can use for sculpting. I haven't mentioned how to use those yet, but we'll do that at a future time. I'll show you how we'll do the eyes now. What I want to do is take and scoop out the eye like this. See this? I'm taking, and you kind of go in and you scoop it out like this. Just like that. And then we're going to proceed to do the other side. I'm going to take, and we're going to scoop that eye out too, like that. See, I'm taking the tool, and we scoop those out. I want to just take that, and then I just want to kind of look, see that those are okay. So the next thing that we want to do is we're going to take these balls of clay that we had scooped out, right, like this here. We're going to roll them in our fingers, and we're going to put those back in to the, so the size, the eye is probably roughly about this big here. See that in my hand? And we're going to take and put that back into the eye socket. I'm going to take and I put that back in there, just like that. See how we put it back in? And we'll do the other one the same way. So I'm going to take this little piece of clay here, roll it between my thumb and my finger, and we're going to take and we're going to put that back in like that. Just like that. See how that looks? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take and kind of push that back in a little bit. Just take, we're going to push that eye in, make sure it's in there nice and tight. And I'll do the same over here. You want to kind of push that in like that. And we can also kind of take and push it in with our fingers. Just like that. So the next thing that we want to do is we'll kind of work the eyes a little bit. So we can take the tool and I'm just going to rough up around the eyes. Just like this. Just kind of rough it up a little bit. You can do it around the eyebrow. Just like that. Just kind of take and rough it up a little bit. See how we're roughing that up nice? Just like that. And then what we also want to do is we're going to take the toothpick now and I'm going to put that inside the eye and I'll show you just like this. And then you can twist it. And then we'll do the same for the other side. We'll take and we'll see this, we'll take and just rough up around the eye, just like this. As you can see, just take and just rough it up a little bit. Then we can rough up a little around here, around the eye. And then we're going to take, and I'm going to take the toothpick now, you see that? And you put that right in the eye like that, and then roll it. Just going to look at that now. I want to make sure it's approximately the right size. And see that? Has a very nice effect. So what we're going to proceed to do now is we're also going to try to see if we can make the jaw. So what I'm going to do is take this toothpick. See, I'm like almost cutting this in half. Just like this. Just take, and you almost kind of cut that in half like that. Just like that. Kind of push that in and kind of cut that piece like that. You want to just kind of do that. And what we can do is I'll try to open that up a little bit like this with my fingers now. And we can make it a little bigger. And, you know, if you break your toothpick doing this, I always have an extra one around because sometimes that will happen. And we're going to take and almost cut that in half. See how that is? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the tool that we had used before for the eyes and we're going to scoop out a little of this clay in here. See? Just kind of scoop that out a little bit. Go in there with this, just like that, and scoop out some of the clay. And I'll do that on the top and the bottom. So you just kind of take the tool like this and just kind of scoop it out like that. See, I'm scooping it out. We'll get that, scoop it out. And I'll just look, I want to make sure I got a lot of the clay out. That way. You scoop it out. See how I open that up? So another thing that we want to do is we also want to take the lip and kind of pull it out a little bit. See this? So now that we've scooped that out, kind of pull the lip out a little bit, just like that. And we'll do the same thing on the bottom. See that, how I'm kind of pulling that out a little bit? I'm just squeezing it between my fingers, and we're just kind of pulling that out a little bit. And then the next thing that we want to do is, with another toothpick, we want to do the ear, not the ears, but the nose. We want to finish doing the nose. I'll show you. We want to make these little indentations in the nose. See those little indentations? We're going to make those little indentations. See how the mouth looks? Pretty cool, huh? And that's what we're going to proceed to do. And then we'll rough it up a little bit to kind of give it a nice texture to look more realistic. So we're going to take this, the toothpick, and you kind of go like this for the nose. Just see this? See that? I'll try to get it from the side so you can get a better look. Do that. See that? And then we'll do it from the other side. So I'm going to show you, we'll do that like that. Just like that. So you kind of make it like that. And then you kind of go like that. See the nose? Really cool. And what we're going to proceed to do too is we're going to kind of rough this up a little bit now. Put like little lines in there. See how you just kind of rough it up a little bit? Just take your toothpick and just kind of create these little lines. You know, little wrinkles. It gives it a more realistic, just like that. Just like that. See how I'm doing that? Just from the side. We'll do that. It gives it that a more realistic looking effect. And so the next thing that we want to do is we want to probably make the ears, and I'll show you how to do that. We're going to take these two balls of clay here, and I'm going to I'll show you what they should look like. This is our model. See these ears here? I just did very simple ears. And then we're just going to carve a little bit of clay out of them. But that's the shape that we want to make. So I'll proceed to make that shape. So we'll take this. You take this ball of clay, start to lengthen it out. And you almost kind of lengthen it like this, see? Flatten it out. And this is the shape that you want to make. And see this here? That's the shape that you want. This is what it will look like from the side. This is the side that will attach to the head. We're going to proceed to make the other ear, and I want to make sure that they're the same size. So we'll take this again, pull this out like this, just like this. We're going to lengthen a little bit, just like that. Just like that. And like that. And I want to make sure it's the same size as the other ear. So we'll take and we'll put these up side by side. They're approximately the same size. So we'll proceed to put those on the side of the chimpanzee's head. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to take this and put this on the side of the head, right here. See how I'm putting that? And you kind of just work it in, just like that. And then from the other side, with the toothpick, you can take and just, see how I'm just taking and putting that in there and kind of running it along so that the clay will attach. Just do that. And then we're going to proceed to put the other ear on there. And we'll do that on the other side. I want to make sure it's in approximately the same location. So I'm going to look straight on. And then I'm going to attach that to the side of the head like that. See that? And we just attach it like that. Just kind of put it on like that. And then what we can do is we'll proceed to do the same thing with the toothpick again. You run it along the side like that. And then I'll show you. So this is really starting to take shape now. See how you get that nice shape? The nice from the side? It's pretty cool. Don't worry if the proportions are a little off, if you're not making exactly like mine. The more you practice with the clay, the better you'll get at it. And then the next thing that I want to do is kind of scoop out the ears. So we're going to take here, and I'm going to take this tool here, and just kind of scoop out some of the clay. Just like that. Just kind of scoop out a little bit of the clay. Just make a nice little indentation. See how I made the indentation like that? I'll try to rotate it so you can see it a little better. but I just scooped out a little of the clay, just like that. And we'll proceed to do that to the other side. So you take your tool like this, and just kind of go like this, and scoop it out a little bit. You can come up from either side, just like that. And we'll take that off, and I'll do it just a little bit more, just like that. And I'll try to make sure that it's approximately the same as the other one. So I look at that, see how we scoop that out? It's really starting to take shape now. So what we'll proceed to do is we want to probably just put a few more lines on this face, just like that. And then we're going to do some fur, see around the eyes here? We're going to just kind of make a little fur, like just like that. See how that we're doing that? Making the fur. Do that. And just kind of go all around the head that way. And one of the things that I want to do also is I want to look at my other monkey and see that I want to add some more clay to the top of the head. See how this is kind of going up? I want to put a little more clay up here, and that's what we'll proceed to do. So using the additive technique now, some of the clay that we've taken off, we can take, and I'm going to take a little ball of clay about this size. I'll show you how big. This size right here. And we're going to take and add that to the top of the head. To just raise it a little bit. So I'm going to take that, put that up here, just like that. See how I added it? And we just take and we kind of work that in, just like that. Just like so, just work that in. And just kind of work that in like that. Just take your fingers, just like that. See how that gives it a nice effect? It makes the head look a little more realistic by adding that clay. We're going to proceed to continue to do our fur now. So just kind of take this and just kind of make the little lines. You're going to go all around the chimpanzee like that, making that fur. Even like the lower jaw, you're going to kind of do the lower jaw like that. See how I'm making the little marks? Just like that. And go all the way around the chimpanzee head. We're going to go to the other side. Just like that. And up around the eye here, where the brow is, you probably want to make some longer lines here. Just gives it, see how that has a really nice effect? And then we're going to do the top of the head. We'll do the top of the head. You can do the fur. Like that, just like that. Go all the way around, just like that. And then I'll proceed to show you this other side. We'll do the same on this other side here. See how we're doing that? Just like that. So I will show you what it should look like when it's done. This is the version we did tonight. It's really starting to come along. But we'll compare it to the other one. See how that, you got that nice jaw on both sides, the nice ears. This is the one that we're going to paint. But see how now they're very similar with the jaw and the ears. And they look pretty close. So I'll show you on the one that's going to be painted. See how I went all over with the fur? You can look at the detail here. I did the fur. I went all around and made that fur. I scratched up the snout. You can see that there's a lot of, with lines and things to make it look more realistic. Those lines around the eyes to give it a more realistic effect. Give it, and that's what it will look like once you complete. I will show you how to paint this. We can use acrylic paints, which can be bought in any art store. And we'll use several colors tonight. I'm going to take these out. We're going to use black for the eyes. Then we'll also use orange. We'll use almost like a pink or red color for the mouth. And then we'll almost use, or we will use, the tan, I think we'll use the this color here, a nice tan for the face. The first thing that we want to do is now we'll get our brushes, and we'll use some brushes that have some really good points. Let me see, I'll find one that we're going to use some small brushes. You want to use some brushes probably about this size. This here we'll probably use to do the eyes. You know, these are very small brushes. But then when you do the other parts of the face, we probably can use this size brush here to do the face, because that will cover more area. Another color that we also want to use, I just was looking at my model here, we also want to use brown. So the first thing that we'll do is we're going to paint the orange eye. And I'll show you how to do that. Let's see. They stick a little bit, but we will take and we'll do the orange around the eye right now. And that's this area here, I'll show you. See this here? That area there. I'm going to paint the eye, just like that. And we'll do the other one. Just kind of, just touch it ever so slightly. Don't worry if you get paint on the other parts of the face and stuff, because we can always touch that up afterward. But see how we just did the orange eyes? And then what we're going to proceed to do is we're going to make the, use black for the eyes. And I'll probably use the same brush, I think, because it looks like if I can get a nice point on it, it'll be good for making that eye. Take the black. We'll put that on. And we'll take this. And what I'm going to do is we're going to just kind of stick it in where the eyeball is. And then I'll do the same on the other side. Just going to stick that back in. See, that has a really nice effect. The next step in the process that we want to do is we want to take and probably paint the inside of the mouth. So I'll take this brush here and we'll use the pink. And we'll do the inside. Like that. So now we go in here with the brush and you go back and forth. See this? And you go back and forth like this. And then I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing. Just like this. So you just do that back and forth, back and forth. I'll flip it over. I just want to make sure I hit all the areas. So see how we got that inside of the mouth? And we can, I'll just touch that up. And then what we can do is we're going to paint the tan for the face. We'll proceed to do the face. Get another brush. And we'll use this color here. This one right here. And you want to paint the face right here. So what we do is we get this and we go back and forth. Just like that. Back and forth, back and forth. And I'll show you, we want to get that really nice. Just do that back and forth movement. And then we kind of want to paint around the eye area a little bit like that. And you do back and forth like that. Just like that. We take that, got that. Then you want to do the lower part of the jaw. And just kind of go back and forth. And then like here, we probably can put a little in the mouth, because just like that, ever so slightly, because the top part of the lip. just like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to flip it and do the same thing on the other side. See, I'm flipping that over, and we'll take, and we'll do like the lip, that color. So we can, you see how we're doing the back and forth, back and forth? Just that, do back and forth, because you want to paint the lower jaw that color. We're going to paint, you want to paint all around the eyebrow area, in the eye area. Just dab it, you know, and we're just going to work our way around like that. And the area that you want to paint is, you basically want to paint the whole face area, like where I'm touching the brush right here. Just kind of paint that whole face area. And then I'll show you with the other monkey, or the chimpanzee head. See how we're just doing part of the face? You just want to do part of it like that. And then the other area that you want to do with that color paint are the ears, because we're going to proceed to do the brown for the rest of the head. I'll show you how to do that. So we'll take and do the brown. Let's see. Got that. So now we'll take the brown, and what you want to do here is you want to do the top part of the head here. See that? Just like that. So you're going to do back and forth like that. And then, you know, this area here, you know, the top of the eyebrow right there. See how I'm doing that? Back and forth, back and forth. And then we'll do this area here. And we're going to do kind of like around there, back and forth, back and forth. And then, see how that nice effect that has like that? Just do back and forth. And you can see how that's progressing. I'm just going to do that. So I will show you how that will look like when it's painted. What we will do is, you can see this here. We painted the inside of the mouth pink. You kind of did the lips that similar color. The eyes were orange with the black. You know, this light tan color was used for the ears and the face, but it had a very nice effect. And then I kind of gave him a little bald spot up there too on this little monkey. You can paint it brown up there, or you can do like I did with this one. But I thought that this would be a very interesting project to do tonight, and I do hope that you enjoyed this Creations in Clay, and I look forward to seeing you again next week, and goodbye for now. Thank you. Hi kids, how would you like to win some professional modeling clay like the one that I use in the show? Please send pictures of your creations in clay and we will enter them into a drawing. You can send by mail or email, and I can't wait to see what you've been up to.